I'm Constance Starkey, and this is Eye on the Issues. This evening, we're going to be talking a little more about local issues, local being the Conejo Valley and specifically Thousand Oaks. Now, even if you don't live in the Thousand Oaks area, no matter what city you live in, if you live within this broadcast area, these issues are important to you. What affects one community affects us all, especially when it comes to issues such as city growth, land development, the environment, and traffic congestion. If you drive on the 23 regularly, or if you've ever had to maneuver your way from one end of Thousand Oaks to the other, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Our guest this evening has been deeply involved in city government in Thousand Oaks for a number of years. Claudia de Pena held the position of commissioner with the Thousand Oaks Planning Commission from January 2001 to November 2002. She chaired the commission from February through November 2002 and was elected to the City Council in November of that year. In 2005, she was elected mayor of Thousand Oaks and is currently serving on the Thousand Oaks City Council. Among her many accomplishments, Claudia serves or has served on the Ad Hoc Intergovernmental Regulations Committee, Conejo Open Space Conservation Agency, Ventura Council of Governments, Ventura Intercity Service Transit Authority, League of California Cities Environmental Quality Policy Committee, and the National League of Cities Energy, Environment, and Natural Resources Committee. She is also a broadcast journalist for CBS Channel 2 News and has a husband and twin babies at home. Claudia, welcome to Eye on the Issues.
Constance, thank you very much.
That's a lot. What do you do in your spare time with all of that?
I try to sleep.
Well, twin babies, I know that that's a lot of work. I raised twin boys, so, you know, but it does get easier. They start taking care of each other after a while.
Does it?
Yeah,
okay, good. I'm glad to hear that.
I understand that one of the hot-button issues for Thousand Oaks, as well as many cities in the area, in fact, all over California, is the slow growth issue. And I'm also aware that very often you are the solitary voice in the wilderness on this issue and others that come before City Council. What is that like for you? Is it difficult being in that position?
Well, that is a very good question. It is somewhat difficult to be in a position like that, but when you have the support of the residents and those who elected you, then it makes it really easier when they stand behind you in the decisions that you make.
Mm-hmm. I think we have a map here of the general city plan for Thousand Oaks. You can see what areas are dedicated as residential areas, commercial, schools, existing and proposed parks, as well as land slated as developable or undevelopable. Now, when was this plan drawn up, and is it set in stone at this point? I mean, are there avenues for revising this plan?
The general plan for the city of Thousand Oaks is 36 years old, and it was actually developed when Phil Gatch was still with the city of Thousand Oaks and had just started with the city of Thousand Oaks. Phil Gatch, our former city manager, is an architect of this enviable general plan, and enviable because of the amount of open space which we have, 15,000 acres of open space. Mm-hmm. And of course, that could have not been accomplished without the assistance of the Conejo Recreation and Park District. Together, the city and the park district form an agency called COSCA, which is the Conejo Open Space Conservation Agency. Mm-hmm. And together, we maintain the 15,000 acres of open space, and also look to purchasing even more open space. And the general plan is a living document, really. It is not set in stone. And that is what can actually be a little unsettling, because you can amend the general plan whenever you have a majority vote of the council, for example. So you can change it whichever way you want. And, but of course, it is everyone's hope that elected officials will adhere to the general plan as much as possible. The general plan guides various aspects of our quality of life. There are 9 elements to the general plan, from housing to a social element and forestry elements. There are various aspects, and that also includes air quality. And air quality was introduced as part of the general plan guidelines through former mayor and our current county supervisor, Linda Parks.
Oh, wow, very interesting. Very good. I know that there are some very heated development issues right now going on in Thousand Oaks. I'd like to show some, I think we have some pictures here of the Two Winds Ranch property. Now, what exactly is the proposed development for this property, and what are the issues with that?
The picture you see here is, I believe, taken from Mount Boney overlooking Rancho Potrero. In the background, you see a little bit of the Dos Vientos development, and that is also the location of Two Winds Ranch. As a matter of fact, Two Winds Ranch was just recently approved to stay on the site where it currently is. That will be along Lynn Road. That will be the permanent location, as well as the council just recently also approved unanimously the funding, which was an additional $1.8 million to upgrade Two Winds Ranch and make it a jewel of our community. It will be the only, and in fact is the only, public equestrian center in the region. And you have, if you want to go to a public facility, you have to just go all the way to Los Angeles County in Burbank. And now we will have a facility that we can call our own, and it will serve not only equestrians, but also all of the families that come to live in Thousand Oaks who want a semi-rural lifestyle and will have their children go on trail rides over there or take lessons. It's wonderful to have the 20 acres of equestrian use in that area.
That's great. That's wonderful. It's a beautiful area.
If I may add, you ask what the plans are. Currently, we are considering a specific plan for Rancho Potrero, which entails more than 320 acres. And the specific plan will involve community input, and we will probably do that sometime this year, because it is expected that we have all of the specific plan basics put together by the end of the year to be able to annex the 20 acres to the city.
Oh, great. Wonderful. Another issue that I'm aware of is, and we also have a photograph, I believe, of the Mount Clef property. Do we have a photo of that? No? Okay. Well, I'm aware that there's an issue. It was explained to me that the Mount Clef property is privately owned and is zoned residential, and that the people who own it want to be, they want to build a home on it, and this has become a huge issue. And I'm kind of confused. I don't see why someone who wants to build a home on their own property should be able to do that.